Here it is, our lengthy spoilers discussion, but first, a quick word from our sponsors. Guys, I like upgrades, I like gadgets, and that's why I like Opera GX, which is a gaming browser for people like us with tons of features that we would enjoy. Check it out.
Most importantly, it's completely free. It integrates with Facebook Messenger, Twitter, Discord. You can get all the messages right up on the side.
Twitter, Facebook Messenger. Know exactly when your favorite streamers are streaming. Like us.
Like us.
Yours truly.
Yeah, and one of the best parts about it is for the performance. You can actually limit how much the browser uses on CPU and on RAM. Now, some of the other browsers are huge resource hogs.
Yeah, Opera uses way less than Chrome. Plus, we have the GX Corner, which keeps you up
Let me
to
show
date.
You. Boom.
Right here.
GX Corner.
All the games coming out, free games, and all the new upcoming games.
So what do we got? We got Yakuza 6 coming up. That already came out, but it's coming out on the computer. Monster Hunter Rise, exactly. Look at all these free games. It will search the internet to see what is free right now. You like Stalker? Go grab it. Do you like the Final Fantasy remake? Well, guess what? Free with PS Plus. This is where it's out for gamers.
News.
All the gaming news in one spot for you. Guys, seriously, there is no reason why you should not at least download and try Opera GX and see how you like it in comparison to the browser you use now. If you like gadgets, if you like upgrades like I do, check out Opera GX. The links are down below. It supports our show. It supports you for badass upgrades. And check it out. All right? So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Guys, welcome to the spoiler section. Yeah, I see Joe. Godzilla is the winner. Godzilla fucking won. Thank you so much. Maybe that should have been the. Oh shit! Now I'm gonna raise my. I just realized that. Now I'm gonna raise my rating to a fucking. The fan in me wants to go 8. The fan can bring it up to an 8 out of 10. The critic is a 7 out of 10. Kong gets his ass beat. The trailers have got me all twisted that it's Kong beating Godzilla's ass, and honestly, Kong gets a few good shots in there. I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to the boy. All right, the monkey, but he gets his ass beat.
Only because he shouted Mothra and they stopped fighting.
Fucking Godzilla stomps Kong's ass, just beats his ass, and Kong gives up. Kong is knocked the fuck out.
They had to bring him back because he was dying.
Wow, I didn't think that you had it in you to actually do a winner. Godzilla is the fucking winner. He's the king of the monsters, bitch. Boom, baby. And I'll give it to you this because I feel so generous, Joe, after winning, that maybe with Kong, with his new axe, with his new superpowered axe, could take Godzilla, or it would be a better fight, but he didn't have that axe, and he got his fucking ass beat. Woo!
I mean, Kong did beat Mechagodzilla, and Mechagodzilla beat Godzilla.
It is settled. So I think it is now and I'm glad they did it because I think in the previous version, Kong had won, right? And there were these rumors that these guys would win in different regions, which is fake rumors. It didn't actually come to fruition. I still think that would have been cool. We're like different endings, but I guess that's too much for today's audiences. I mean, even though it's a VOD, that would have been interesting. But no, like choose your winner or something like that.
Yeah, Kong wins every time. But hit that one. No, I'm not going to hit that one.
But no, they fucking chose. It's fucking Godzilla, and it should be Godzilla. And I thought maybe that Godzilla in his fight was excessively using the atomic breath, and I was like,
using
they kind of made him a little stupid. They at times they were making Kong a little. They were making Godzilla a little stupid, and I was getting kind of angry that, because Godzilla has way more than atomic breath, but they wrap it up and it's good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did once to destroy 2 fucking ships, which was cool as shit.
Well, no, like during the fight with.
He did. Yeah,
he used it a few times, but not as
much,
not as cinematically as we've seen in the past. Right? It was too much atomic breath in that fight scene. But it was
spamming. What a cheater.
He was fucking
spamming.
Here it comes. I fucking knew it. Hadouken.
That's what he's doing.
Hadouken.
Kong's
deal
like,
with
hey,
it.
stop
deal with
cheating.
it. Fucking deal with it. Anyways, I loved it. 8 out of 10. We're going up straight up in the spoiler section.
0.
I want to, I want to give it 9, 10, but not even an I in fan mode after that writing and those side characters can go up that high. Okay, so what is in the film that we were talking about in the climax? It's Mechagodzilla. That was
Spoiled
ruined-
3 years ago.
Spoiled so many years ago through the toys and the trailer, even in the trailer. So here's what did trick me. I thought that their fights were going to be Mechagodzilla with skin, like Terminator style. And I just built up in my head that that's what it's going to be, and I stopped watching everything. It wasn't that. It was Godzilla legit the whole fucking time. And then at the very end, we have Mechagodzilla show up. And it's like, damn, I think that idea was a little more creative where, you got the Terminator, and that's something different. That's something we haven't seen before and could have been interesting for the film. But okay, they take a more traditional stance. They do their own interpretation, Michael Bay, Mechagodzilla style thing at the end. What powers Mechagodzilla? Where does he come from?
You mean the computer?
But there's two things. There's the power and the computer.
They use Ghidorah has psionic capabilities, and they tap into his skull. And his skull's a computer, and the computer powers his thing.
Fucking ridiculous.
There's a lot of technology in this movie that you just have to, and I didn't even just subtract any points from it. One, this guy loves neon, purple neon. Everything is purple neon in this movie, and none of the technology makes any sense whatsoever. But you're just like, oh, they use the skull, and the skull plugs into this guy's brain and this thing. And
I want more Japanese people in these films. It seems like there's not enough, and they made the one Japanese guy the driver of Mechagodzilla. I was like, oh, this is cool. He fucking dies.
For like 2 seconds.
And Ghidorah takes over, evil spirit of Ghidorah takes over Mechagodzilla. And Mechagodzilla, in the final fight scene, beats the fuck out of Godzilla. Like, he has no chance. And this is after we've already seen Godzilla go up against Kong. So you're thinking, well, Kong has no chance.
He used all of his laser breath. There is an unsatisfying 1 minute long segment of Godzilla just like moving their face around like this. And I wanted them to break it up a little bit more, because
more rockets, more different things.
Well, when Godzilla and King Kong are fighting, he uses it for like a solid minute. It's like, come on,
we needed a ref. It's like, all right, break it up, back to your corners.
You melted a hole from the crust of the Earth all the way to the center of the Earth. We get that this laser thing's powerful. Turn it off every now and then.
So yeah, and so then we get that fight. He's basically gets Godzilla down, and the person who saves Godzilla is Kong. So Kong gets his moment in the film where he's basically, you beat me, but I beat the guy that you couldn't beat, and I saved your life. And then Godzilla looks at him, and gives him some respect.
Get in, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And then walk off.
That would have been fucking awesome.
I didn't see
and
that at all.
His little tiny thing. That would have been fucking awesome, but it wouldn't have been
no,
the film.
no, I didn't see any respect at the end of this film.
Right,
The end of this
they don't
film
like
is-
each other still.
No, the end of this film is Kong kneeling.
Yeah.
has
That's
to
another
be.
thing. And I'm going to gloat some more, Joe. The only reason I wrote it down here, the only reason that Godzilla lets Kong go is because Kong drops that motherfucking axe.
Yeah.
You drop your fucking axe, mister. You think you're king? You ain't king of shit. Drop it. And then Kong drops it, and then Godzilla goes, that's fucking right. And then he leaves. And he goes off into the sunset.
bullshit.
Kong is still holding
a
the
bitch.
head and
Kong is
spine
a
of
bitch.
Mechagodzilla, though.
How you like that, Jimmy? The bitch this whole film. But he did help it out, so my boy owes you one. All right?
He beat
Godzilla owes you one. You can use it anytime, free ticket.
Yeah.
I beat up your bully.
Yeah.
You beat up the bully. Yeah, when the bully wasn't looking, that's why. Anyways, but spectacular fights. I actually like the fact that Mechagodzilla is in it. I don't mind that they threw in Mechagodzilla. Yeah, it would have been cool if it was just straight up Godzilla versus Kong, blah, 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 the whole time. But I like the Mechagodzilla twist.
You have main characters kill each other. Like, that's not how movies work. It's like Batman v Superman. It's exactly what we thought was going to happen years ago when this is spoiled.
It kind of did that moment, too.
Yeah.
He's got his foot on his chest.
Mothra. Why did you say that? Wait, what?
Why'd you say Mothra?
And then
Martha.
the fight. We knew that they weren't going to fight each other because you can't kill either of those characters because they're setting up a monster versus.
But you apparently can defeat one of them. Straight up KO. We win.
Oh yeah, he was
Godzilla
dying.
wins.
He was dying. He was in the process of
basically
dying.
gonna
Oh
die.
shit, that's right. Godzilla,
Yeah, they had to
kill
give
him.
him a huge ass defibrillator.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
they
so
did their
there's
thing to Godzilla though, where they had to nuke him, before.
So there's another ridiculous thing. The author of the book and knows a little bit of science can all of a sudden pilot the fucking thing so well, this gravity jet so well that he knows how to fucking jumpstart Kong's heart
Never
with
even
the gravity
heard about
jet,
it, but he's
and he's
driving it
pressing
like a-
all the buttons
yeah,
in the
he's
exact order.
amazing
It's
at
like,
it.
what the fuck?
There's a lot of
that kind of writing,
stupid stuff. It's like, oh,
And
convenience
you don't need that
factor.
stuff. You could have just hired me and Alex and you, Joe, to script doctor this. Any fucking person.
Well,
I don't understand.
The major issue, and so that's only half the problem. The other half problem is the very next scene. You have a kid. They're making fun of how hacking works in movies.
Oh,
The very next scene.
I
And so,
hate this.
So they're making
hated
fun
it.
of hacking because every kid and like, oh, I'm a
If
hacker.
you didn't hate this, then you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and so the kid is at the computer. He's like, I'm actually not a hacker. I've only taken an HTML course. They are absolutely making fun of how bad hacking is and how hokey the science is in other movies. The scene directly after a guy hacks the power drive of a reverse gravity helicopter that has
So
never
it's like
existed
choose
before.
one. It's like you
just
want to do tongue in cheek or do you want to do Liz?
It's
No, it's
and,
all
and
over the
it's
place.
not filmed in the way where you're like, oh, it's funny. I see how it's like, no, this is just stupid. And they beat the day by spilling
Alcohol.
a drink
Yeah.
in a computer.
Yeah, so Josh, you have to do something is the exact line. Josh, why does Josh have to do something?
Yeah.
Josh is just a comedy
'Cause he
relief
has to-
guy. And he doesn't even it's
doesn't
not
even
like
do
the whole
that.
film he showed that he had computer skills. No, he was just the fucking guy. And then the dude drinks whiskey, the backstory of his wife. He's got whiskey
didn't need
in a fucking gun holster. And that's why we got the backstory, because he's like, I'm going to drink this now. I
There
thought I
could've
was
been a
going to
coffee
die with
cup on there.
adults and not kids. And he goes, drink. Drink. And he takes the drink and he pours it on the fucking keyboard and the fucking Mechagodzilla power shuts down. What?
No.
No.
You gave this movie an 8.
No.
7, right? It goes back down to 7.
Go back down to 7
That's what
after
I
I
didn't like.
fucking
was like,
realized
no,
that.
just have them fight.
So
You didn't-
it powers down now momentarily. It was temporary power down, but that
It's
shit is
so
not linked that
stupid.
way. It's not fucking linked
They
that way.
downloaded a power
They
source.
purposefully showed how
They did.
no longer he's out of control. They showed how he's no longer in control by the fucking system. Otherwise, they could have shut him down at any moment or anything, but whatever. So he's still fucking linked, and then they unlink him, and then he momentarily, as he's about to attack Kong with his tail, it shuts him down, giving Kong the opportunity to finish off Mechagodzilla with Godzilla's help. So Godzilla uses his atomic breath to power up Kong's new axe that he got from another subplot that we'll talk. Gets this axe, fucking rips apart Mechagodzilla. Great scene, awesome, fucking
Amazing
badass.
scene, yes.
And I was
Loved
like, maybe Godzilla's gonna get some. No.
no.
It's fucking Kong.
It was a really,
Joking
really
epic.
good fight scene, yeah.
And that's it. And then just randomly, Millie finds her dad in the random aftermath crowd. The city is fucking huge.
I'm
this
in
world
Hong
is
Kong.
huge.
Oh, okay, I know where
they
you're
found
at.
it. Oh, Dad! And
The
this is
city
like,
was
This
evacuated.
is like his third scene in the entire film, whatever. And but just then they hear Godzilla roaring. And it's like, oh shit! And then look back up, and these two are about to fight. And that's when Kong drops the axe like a little bitch. And Godzilla says, "That's right, and I'm the king."
Terrible
And then-
writing, like we said.
And then Kong, and so I guess, and then they show the very next scene is them back in the Hollow Earth. They're setting up. Apparently, they've got explorers there. You're gonna need to bring some guns because there's some fucking crazy monsters down there. But no, apparently it's safe. Everybody's having a great time. Little 7-year-old girls hanging out, and he's going for his morning walk, and he goes for a morning walk, and then he goes and then it ends. And I'm like, wait, what?
He's home.
He's
So
He's home. I get it. He says home.
Godzilla's
He's
king
home.
of the top. And
We'll
then
talk.
he's-
Godzilla now can communicate with humans. He can do sign language, which is awesome.
Or King Kong can.
King Kong, I mean, not Godzilla. That would be funny to see Godzilla. do
Can't
it.
reach his face.
Yeah.
Shut up, Joe. Shut your mouth. And surprisingly, there's no after credit scene setting up further MonsterVerse films. I'm like,
No.
it's
I'm like,
very
what?
odd that
This-
it's not there. What
Very-
happened?
Very disappointing.
It feels rushed and a bit unfinished in that kind of ending. So I guess you can say, Joe, for you, that Kong is the king of the Hollow Earth, and Godzilla is king of Earth. So you're gonna have
You're a king of hollow earth of nothing.
You are the king of hollow earth.
This kingdom is
Godzilla
hollow.
is king of the entire earth, including hollow earth. Anyways, yeah. So that's a lot of the spoilers there. Amazing fight scenes. But let's go through a little bit of my notes and sort of the plots and plot.
It's rock paper scissors, right? So Godzilla is rock,
yeah,
and Monkey is scissors because he's got the sharp pointy things.
There you
and
go.
It's just
That's
like
great.
that's how the flow chart works.
Good analogy. They say they got Kong in containment, and it's like, why is he in containment? Well, they won't let him out because Godzilla will come from him. Because
Skull Island got
you can't
destroyed
have two
by the
alphas.
storm. So the storm killed everyone on Skull Island. So
Yeah.
everyone there is dead. And so they evacuated Kong to
and he has no home.
in a containment unit somewhere.
That simulates his home.
Yeah, but then it hides him somehow. Yeah.
So now he gets a home at the end of the film, the Hollow Earth, which is fucking cool as shit. I like that thing.
More exploration of that and the axe would have been way better time spent.
Right. So let's talk about that. So when we go to the Hollow Earth, there is actual structures built. And it's like human engineering, but it's not human engineering. I thought, and what would have been so cool if the tease was at the end that the monkeys didn't build it. It wasn't Kong's ancestors that built it, but it was aliens that built it. And that's how you bring in the aliens that have been.
Anything else would be
The human aliens that then take all the monsters and put them in one big brawl for the movie King of All Monsters kind of thing. Or Godzilla versus everyone, but they didn't do that. It's Kong's ancestors, and they dropped it that their ancestors fought in an ancient war. So Kong and Godzilla, and that's why the axe is one of Godzilla's fins. And I was mad because when I saw that fucking fin on Godzilla's axe, I'm like, holy shit!
He tore it off
like
in the
Kong
first round
fucking
or
won against Godzilla,
Yeah.
ripped his fin off. But no, I guess it's a Godzilla ancestor.
Give me the backstory
fin.
of how they got that.
That would
be
have been
interesting.
fun.
Yeah,
Man, I was waiting for like a flashback scene of the
Yes.
ancient fight between a bunch of Kongs and a bunch of
Yes,
Zillas.
instead we get-
Holy shit, that would have been awesome.
Instead, we get Madison and Bernie and Josh.
and-
We're like, oh, let's go on this adventure.
An
and
evil
find
lady
out
whose name we don't know.
Oh yeah, it's silly.
Simmons' daughter.
It's nothing but exposition. At least give us
Yeah.
exposition of stuff that
Every
we
single
want to
thing.
know about.
Yes.
I want someone to find like a book, or they go through cave paintings, bad monkey cave paintings. Like, look, there's
That's
a
the
war.
exposition we like.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
show like in Zack Snyder's where they show that ancient fight. That's where the exposition. But this exposition it has to do with like their backstories and the humans' backstories. It's like, shut up, I don't care. What did you tell me? Ancient war, and that was like the one line dropped, and it's like there's a possible Hollow Earth. 2 lines dropped. Expand on that, not the fucking backstories and exposition of what the
The
humans
guy
have been
washes
up.
his body with bleach. Did
Right.
you want to know about
Subplot,
that?
bath with bleach. They find him. The backstory of his wife. They decide
Josh
to
went
break
to
into
camp.
Apex again.
He stole his brother's car.
Yeah.
Or his van.
Scientist guy has the backstory of the brother, which I
And
wrote
he's got
down.
his podcast.
The
about-
child can sense things. She sensed Godzilla coming. I thought that this was Mechagodzilla coming, right? And the water scene, which was amazing. Godzilla just tears through boats like they're nothing.
Yeah.
You can hit him with their fins.
That was a cool
He can
scene.
slap it with his tail. They fire fucking rockets at him, and just the explosions look so cool. And they have a fucking beat down on the goddamn aircraft carrier. Kong gets some good shots in what we saw from the trailer, but ultimately he loses there too.
Well, yeah,
I thought that this is the one that Kong would win.
Well,
But no, he gets his ass beat.
Godzilla has home field advantage. He's underwater. It's
right.
like, I could beat up a great white, put him in land.
Right. That's what made
I'll
me
fucking
concerned.
beat him up.
That's what made me concerned, Joe, because I'm like, later on in the film, Joe's going to boast that Godzilla's going to win on land, and I thought Kong is going to win on land, and Godzilla is going to win on water.
it didn't
But
happen.
no.
Kong won on land. Even in the movie, they're like, look, Kong gets round 2. And he's right. When he had the axe charged up, he beat the shit out of Godzilla. But ultimately, round 3
Yeah.
is when Godzilla takes it. So Kong did win one fight.
One.
Well, that fight was not over with. Like, it was over in the first round, and then.
Well, that's what rounds are. There's 3 rounds.
Okay,
The,
right.
the movie literally
Sure.
says, looks like
no.
Kong wins round
Nope.
2. And it was like, yes, correct.
Nope.
It did, but
Nope. I'm not allowing it.
yeah,
There's-
I'm trying, but
There's no
no, you-
security
no,
around.
no.
There's no security around Apex,
No.
like this destruction. Like their fucking facility is so secret, and they're doing shit that's so that would get them in trouble. That there's no security around and no cleanup team, and just Bernie and fucking Millie Bobby Brown can go down there and stumble into the elevator
sub-level
that takes
33, which is super top secret.
Super specific, Joe. They could have gone to sub-level 17.
They press the button. Oh, down to sub-level 33.
They knew 33.
Well, yeah, they did, but it would be guarded.
I know it would be guarded because the elevator opens up into secret kaiju eggs.
Yes.
And everyone's like, what?
What happened? And so they get into these little carts, magnetic carts that I guess they built a tunnel from Florida to Hong Kong.
Yes. It goes like 600
and they were transporting eggs
hour.
under there so that they can have Mechagodzilla train against these monsters. I thought they were doing something way more sinister, like they're fucking building an army. Yeah, skull crawlers. That he was going to lead us.
That didn't work very well for the Jurassic Park movies. Those movies are terrible.
They and then they go into the Hollow Earth. They follow crazy visuals there. They puncture through and they go into
it was cool
blackness.
It's a lot easier to get out than go in.
Well, only because Godzilla melted the Earth in half.
Yeah.
Just so happened to be right where we
So I got to talk about that. Hold on. You're skipping ahead.
Okay.
Hollow Earth is awesome. The life there attacks the ship. So how do they learn about the Hollow Earth? Well, they have to have one of the Titans show them the way, even though it seems like they already know the way. But, okay, so Godzilla, they get the little girl to tell Godzilla to go to the Hollow Earth. So then they follow Godzilla with the Hollow Earth with their little ships. And when they get there, the life on the Hollow Earth attacks the ships. Obviously, Kong's pissed because the little girl's inside one of those ships. So he attacks these predators. One
cool scene there.
Yeah. And that's when we get, and he kind of loses against those predators because he didn't know their attacks and their abilities.
My boy dirty.
They didn't,
right?
and the humans have to help him with rockets. And then he drinks. The cool part is he drinks blood from one of their heads. I thought that was going to come up again when he beat
the heads.
When he beat Mechagodzilla. I thought he was going to drink the oil and go, "What the fuck is this?" Right? But no, he doesn't drink the oil. Anyways, and then they find the power source, and I'm like, "What? Why is it?" This power source, like, why would Godzilla take them there, or King Kong take them there? But he does. It's floating rocks, and you go up to it, and you go upside down, and there's a pyramid or a kind of a, an ancient temple. And he goes in there, and there's a, red monkey hand, and it's like, oh, this is where his ancestors were. They built this.
I was like, okay, finally, some backstory or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So they needed power, so they have tools, so they, had a whole civilization. None of that is explored.
No.
Instead, he sits down on, like, a supposed throne, and he's like, all right, this is my place now. And we don't really go back there until, we get some more exposition, get some more human stuff.
Yeah, the human stuff was the Mechagodzilla can't retain the atomic breath, so they need a power source.
The conspiracy team discovers the Mechagodzilla.
That's why the guy sent his daughter Maya to go get the power source, and then that's where they find it.
So Maya downloads the power source.
That was the stupidest part. I was like,
Hong Kong.
Another one.
Why you need another stupid-ass script doctors could have came in? Just give them their actual rock. It would have made the Mechagodzilla so much more believable in its fucking power, right?
Power crystal.
But no, it's a fake downloaded file, so they synthesize the power
it's
of
like,
the
I'm
thing.
sorry,
No.
You sent me a JPEG. This doesn't work.
Yeah, I need a PNG,
Maya, are you an idiot?
Anyway.
No, I need the actual rock.
Yeah.
So the skull is a living, so that's when he finds the axe. He sits on his throne.
Yes.
We learn that the skull of Ghidorah is a living supercomputer somehow, and he uses psychic links to the Mechagodzilla machine that was built partly with it. And then, again, the team is just regurgitating exposition this whole time. And then Dr. Father appears, who has disappeared the whole film, shows up. To talk a little bit. There's just way too many characters here, right? Millie Bobby Brown's father. Yeah. And then here's a line that I had to specifically wrote down that I was like, this is so fucking stupid. The lady doctor goes, when she notices the axe, like Godzilla notices that, God damn it, I keep mixing them up. Kong notices that there's a little key that he could put his axe in to power the thing to start up what? Why does he want to start it up? There's no reason.
Nothing really happened.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
All it did was
except for the plot of the goddamn film. But he does it, and then she goes, "It's the axe. It's drawing radiation from the core like it's charging."
It made a really cool glowing Godzilla.
Line.
There was a cool Godzilla ring. The axe fit perfectly. That ring was Godzilla.
All right, and I'm like,
no
so
more
they're gonna talk.
explanation
They're gonna talk about atomic breath. They're gonna
No.
talk about the source of his power. None of that is talked about. So it's just implied and shit. I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
Nope,
Like this
that
is
is
interesting
all
shit that could be
screeching to a
implied.
halt.
But and I'm like, how the fuck does a scientist bitch know this is even fucking drawing radiation from the core and it's charging? Whatever. She doesn't know shit.
And then immediately after he does
Godzilla
that,
senses it.
Godzilla gets pissed and looks down and goes, "Cool," blah, and then just like
was like,
atomic
what?
breath to the center of the earth.
We're in
all the
Hong
way through
Kong.
all the way to the hollow earth.
Dude, it's
Yes.
done all
But
right.
here's the shitty writing part. It breaks through at the exact moment. It breaks through to the center of the earth in time to save Mr. Author Man, who threw a rock at a monster bat, right? And
Wait, what?
it was gonna attack him, and it breaks through at just that moment to knock that monster back. It's like,
That's a shitting writing. I thought we were all in. Like we're in the shit.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
this
a
is
big
all
nugget.
the terrible part because Maya's like, oh, now time to start digging and download the files. Let's get the fuck out of here. So they
Yeah.
get in their little
oh, and then
ship.
there's another shitty part.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let's get Kong out the way. Let's piss him off and shoot him.
Yeah, he's out of control. Shoot
You're
him.
fucking shit. Oh,
With little Gatling guns that you know do not fucking work against Kong.
Which is a
and
good
so he
scene.
grabs it. Well, I'm
Grabs it.
glad because I wanted that bitch to die, and he fucking crushes her, and
that
it
was
was
great.
great.
Fun,
You
that was
guys get
great.
smushed.
But on that,
But doesn't this also just set the precedent that anytime that there's a big monster anywhere on Earth, Godzilla can just kind of look between his legs and go,
Yeah, that was
blah,
weird.
and then
So
It didn't-
again, it could have helped if they established a backstory that Godzilla, because we have no idea whether Godzilla knows what is in the Hollow Earth and he's connected to it. That would have helped a little bit. So
Big time.
apparently he is. It's just implied, and apparently he knows where to aim.
pinpoint.
There was no fucking. But what was the reason to fire down there?
to
Like,
get
hey, cut it out.
Kong out to fight. That's it.
Right, but hey, cut it out. I
Stupid.
guess. And then, but now it was just there so
don't
that
know.
Kong can pop up out through the hole. You see the writing? It's
Yeah,
so.
that's why I was like, no.
What do you call
what is
this? It's trite. It's forced. It's tropey. It's everything negative about writing in Hollywood. Anyways, the fights are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a rocket punch from Mechagodzilla.
There was a
That's what I was
rocket punch,
talking
yeah.
His rocket shoulders.
And the little boy wants to
That's
find his
cool.
way to shut it down and uses his summer camp HTML class to do it.
But no,
Or,
he
but
spills,
he didn't. He
spills a
spilled.
drink inside the terminal.
But that's what they were talking about. Like, how do you know how to do this? Well, with HTML, and I'm like,
So
please don't
Josh
do this.
saves
and
a
then they pour, and I
day.
was like, that's just as bad.
This is worse.
worse. They tried to cram too many elements in it. Then the dad uses the ship, or not the dad. The scientist uses the ship to recharge Godzilla or Kong's heart. And then Millie calls her dad. Dad, can you hear me? I'm in Hong Kong.
That scene has zero purpose. No,
Like,
no purpose whatsoever.
That's what I'm telling you. I had to write it down because I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, Millie has no purpose in the
Because he
whole
can't even
film.
hear her, and so there's no purpose. He's not. Oh man, what are you doing in Hong Kong? I'm worried for you. He's just like, oh,
How'd
that
you
was
get there?
well, it's a prank phone call. I don't know. I couldn't hear. Oh, cool.
Making stuff up as they go along, and that's it. And then we already kind of discussed at the beginning of our spoiler section what happens next.
best part.
And then the film kind of ends. Yeah. Go ahead.
No,
The best
that was
part?
it. That was the best part.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fighting. That's it. But
So great
the end,
fights, terrible
too
story,
short.
terrible side characters, and forced writing and all that stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that they expanded on the fights. I thought the journey to the center of the earth and the hollow earth was so cool. So those elevate the film to a 7 out of 10. I'm going back down to a 7 out of 10.
yeah, because in between you have to play the waiting game. It's
Even
like,
though
all
Godzilla
right.
wins. So now that means that the next film, right, is going to be a Godzilla-centric
Son of a
film.
bitch.
So this was a Kong-centric film with cameo from Godzilla, and the next one should be a Godzilla-centric film with a cameo from Kong.
Do you think Kong is going to be even bigger because he keeps growing?
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't really kind of show that either. I was hoping that they would show.
Well,
they
said
did
a
show a
little bit. He's
statue
like
in the background.
104 feet tall. I don't know if that was
Yeah.
like
So they said
big
that he's grown significantly since the last movie. They did drop
They had
that.
to do that because then you would have lost completely.
Yeah, immediately because he's like it was
He
like this
did-
big.
He did.
But
lose.
and they did show a statue in the background of it like falling like his ancestors, and that looked bigger than
huge.
Kong.
Oh, it's
So
huge. Yeah.
that's going to be a problem for Godzilla if he keeps growing. So
Yeah.
Well,
We'll
if
see.
they learn anything, hopefully they expand on the stuff that we do. We want to see more flashback, maybe the ancestors.
I hope
more
it does well.
lore of Godzilla or Kong.
that's the same thing I said for Godzilla King of the Monsters, that I think it has problems. It's flawed. I hope it does well. And then here, I think it has problems. It's flawed. A little less flawed than the last one.
But there's improvement.
There's improvement, and I hope it does
They
well.
kind of got off the ground, but come on.
I swear to
try
God, though.
Fly.
I swear to God, though, if they do the third film and it's the same shit, then that's
more
it.
side characters?
I'm going to give it an automatic -3 because that we're done with that. Now you know, okay? This is your warning.
Godzilla vs. King Kong starring Henry Cavill.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, they have proved that they can do the human element all right in Kong Skull Island.
If he's a
John
crazy
C. Reilly was
conspiracy theorist that actually has the backstory of all of the monsters, that's the only way I want him in this movie. Because that's the only way I want any humans in this movie.
And that's what I liked about John C. Reilly's character. He's like, oh, you're going to piss him off. You're going to do this.
Exactly.
Like, all right, give me him and the craziness. That was great.
Yeah, there was some cool parts in even King of the Monsters where they're kind of going over the fight. They say, like, look at this civilization that has this legend. Look at this civilization with this legend. It's like, cool. Give me way more of any of that stuff.
I tried to see if there were any cameos from any monsters in the MonsterVerse in the Hollow Earth. I couldn't notice. There was one where there was little crabs, and one guy eats a crab and kind of looks up, and I said, that looks kind of similar to some of the monsters that we've seen in Godzilla's verse, but I don't think it was anybody specific. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. It's just really cool to see a Godzilla versus Kong film. It's Godzilla vs. Kong, and back in 1963, it was King Kong vs. Godzilla.
Can we talk about the meme scene?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Where King Kong shoves the axe handle down Godzilla's mouth, and it's like the tree scene where he's doing it in. It's like, come on, this is so perfect.
You got a reference. So we got a rocket punch, and we got the tree.
The tree down his throat.
The thread. That's so great. Yeah. I do hope that. So what do we want to see next? In my opinion, I'd like to see like a Destroy All Monsters. Film that was in 1968, where we can do the aliens. That might be too out there for this universe.
I think it might be too
but
out
you
there.
have to embrace it. I mean, as the Godzilla films are going along, they embraced wackiness, and that's part of what makes that charm. But I think that's the Japanese Toho version, and the American version, they're trying to take it way more serious. But they could still have a Destroy All Monsters super beat down, like in the Hollow Earth. There's all these other monsters that start to rise up. It's going to be hard to do without doing the alien subplot or Space Godzilla subplot where Kong can help him out with that. But I do hope we see another one of these films. I don't want it to end. Because since there's not an after credits scene, it feels like
it just ends. Like that's it.
I don't mind them doing the whole eco-terrorist thing where they're trying to either clone or make their own version of the bad guys. And so I mean they could play with that, and that could be fun.
I think they're like, oh, we already did that with Mecha. So I don't know.
So this was.
I would like more of the Hollow Earth, maybe a prequel, see what back in the day or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
nothing
interesting.
but that. You can't have humans there.
Ancient
There's
fights.
no reason why humans should be
there.
There
We go. That's how we fix everything.
Yes.
Give us a prequel to that, or just
if I see a goddamn human in there, how?
I don't.
Maybe he'll be the only one that stomp.
And then they can't talk, right? So it should be fine. This is the 36th Godzilla film, so hopefully 37th will go up a little bit more.
Look, at 7, I want to remind people that our scale 5 out of 10 is average, right? So people are like 5. That's back when I was in school, that's failing. It's like no, 5 is an average film. That's the C.
Yeah, people
average.
are going to be upset with this for getting it a 7.
A 7 is a good film. It's not even above average. It is a good film, and this is not a great film. And it'd be very difficult.
I have to fast forward through parts of this.
Yeah,
exactly.
there are a lot of bad parts of this movie, and so it's like, look, it's fun.
We have to be honest with you. You can downvote if you want, or you can realize, hey, they're critics, and I'm a moviegoer.
Our scale isn't, the A, B, C, D, E, F scale that some other people have.
All right, well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this lengthy discussion, but this is one of those franchises. We fucking did
shit,
it.
Man.
After all that shit talking, Joe.
They were both dirty.
I actually never expected to win, so I'm so happy. 8 out of 10. Just kidding. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Click those links down below. Support Opera because Opera supports us, and then thus supporting Godzilla, the true king of the monsters, and Kong, who can have his own
hollow kingdom.
He can have a hollow kingdom and be a hollow king. All right. All right. See you guys on the next Angry Joe show.
Bye guys.
Aw.